So VOD review and take notes of the reasons that you've actually died. I think a lot of the time my timing is really off, and then just trying to like mindfully practice it when you are in game to
Okay.
try and make it a habit. But
And has that been your experience like the entire time that you've been playing, or is this a more recent thing that you've been trying to do in terms
it
of,
is
taking it more seriously?
it's something that's I've done on and off for like a long time, but I've only taken more seriously recently.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm happy to like watch some of the replay stuff maybe first, and then like bookend it with a bit of stuff to do with improvement, if that makes sense, because we can see whether I suppose
Yeah.
you're on the right track in terms of the concepts that you're engaging with, and then we can talk more about how you might want to implement some of that stuff, because I think it seems like in terms of general idea, just like going through your vods, practicing with some intention, trying to actually like do what you've written about, that's always helpful. But obviously you need to have the right idea about the game in terms of what it is that you actually want to be changing in your play. What are the real, I suppose, core problems? Because I think it's really easy to feel like one thing is a really big issue, but maybe it's actually not that significant at all. I feel like I find with a lot of
Yeah.
clients, they feel like something might be a huge problem, or they're particularly concerned about something in their play, but like at least my perception is that maybe that's not the most important part as to why things are going wrong for them. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
I also to be fair on a side note, I also have really bad connectivity issues at the moment, but I'm getting new internet in February. And
Okay,
I
do you
also have
DC a lot, or
yeah, I do see like at least like once every 2 games.
geez, yeah, that's no good for climbing. That's no good for climbing
Yeah.
at all, eh? Like that's, yeah, that'll
Yeah.
that'll keep you
Yeah,
well down. Are you on like
it's
uni
pretty
internet or
rough.
something like that? It's just like something treacherous.
Yeah, I'm on Virgin Media, but I live in a historical city, so they can't do roadworks.
Oh yeah, no, that's a timeless one. Yeah,
Yeah.
any sort of like heritage
So
overlay or
I've
anything. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm getting actually good internet installed in February. And
God
then
Godspeed.
the last of my excuses as well is I've got nerve damage in my right hand as well recently.
Oh,
And I
is
think
that
one of the things that really like was carrying me up to these high ranks when I was hitting them was that I had some of the best aim in the world.
oh.
Not to suck my own dick or anything, but I'm like top 500 in like every aim category in aim labs.
So are you an aim
Yeah,
grinder? Like, do you play a lot of like Kodaks and
yeah,
aim labs and
yeah,
that sort of
yeah,
stuff? Ah,
yeah.
okay. Well, do you like? Have you managed to improve upon the like nerve pain aspect? Have you like adjusted your posture, or aiming style, or whatever to like reduce
Yeah,
the
yeah,
injury there? Like, what did you do to
yeah.
adjust that?
So so I'm on anti-inflammatory and heavy painkillers at the moment. I'm also taking like I'm doing physiotherapy once a week. I'm doing stress ball exercises for the tendons, and then I'm at the moment I'm just I'm trying to limit the amount I play to like maybe 2 3 hours a day. Um, while I just wait for the operation to fix it, right?
You When are you having an operation for it?
Yeah, it will be again towards February.
Okay, so February is your this is your
Yeah.
month of reckoning. You've got some road
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
some surgery. Jeez, there's a lot going on there. How long have you been like suffering from that in terms of starting to feel like that?
That's only been it's only been like maybe 3 4 months.
Okay, yeah, because I've known some
It's not.
players that have like started to suffer from like after like a really long period of time within their career of just like non-stop grinding with it, then they start to have like wrist troubles and stuff like that. I I think I only know one player that's like gone to have like surgery for it. Pretty much everyone winds up resolving it by like reducing their play and doing like endless wrist related exercises, like all of the different like wrist curls and extensions and all that sort of crap that they do with like a dumbbell. And yeah, I find that most everyone that I've interacted with, except for one player, has had their nerve stuff resolved through that. But yeah, I mean, maybe, I mean, did you like very quickly get diagnosed and get lined up for surgery, or?
Yeah. I immediately hopped straight on it because I know actually quite a few people that have have been aspiring to go pro and then just had carpal tunnel as a career-ending injury.
Yeah.
So I was immediately the second I felt numbness in my fingertips, I was on it. So I actually got really lucky.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it's good that
yeah.
it's
So
good that they're
it
willing to trade it quickly, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, I live in the UK, right? So we have free healthcare, but I'm
Yeah.
getting it done privately.
Oh,
And
okay.
because everyone has free healthcare, the private's like that much better because they're trying to get people to
Yeah, and like the NHS
come and
wait lists
spend
like really
money.
long, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, all right. Well, we can get stuck into a replay. We can see, I suppose, where your gameplay lines up. Are these all sort of in the same
These are
category in
all
terms of
today. This,
it's all
yeah,
today?
this is
Okay.
all this morning.
Okay. And
I'm Kuromi.
okay.
We're in for a smooth ride.
All right. Let's see.
Five, four, three, two, one.
So in terms of like, do you prefer to play like the long range hit scan stuff or the tracer? If you had like one character that I'd say is like your main, what would you?
I okay. So I used a one-trick Widowmaker. She was the first character I hit GM with,
Yeah.
and then I hit Mass 199% with Tracer 2 seasons ago.
Okay. Because yeah, I think despite you know both like roles having like insane aim intensity to them, like you know Tracer versus like the long range hit scans, I think that like the overall skill set is like completely different between like Tracer and the rest. Just because Tracer's like so much more punishing for you in terms of like being so much more positionally intensive. I think you know so far it's been okay, but like right from the very beginning in terms of like how you've taken a turn, like taking a turn really early towards their spawn, you know, you might just incur like a little bit of downtime with that. You know, like right from the beginning, you've been like low on blinks and shit, and if anyone like shoots you and you know chases you at all, then maybe you'll lose your turn early. Here, it's okay though. Like you're playing the side for the most part. I think like once you start to like pushing towards their spawn onto the soldier, like you want to like prioritize like not being in front of them like as much as you possibly can. Like where is it? It's like this moment here. I'm sorry, I skipped back 20 seconds, so it's gonna take a second. So like here, up until this point is okay. When you like came inside to fight the Venture, I think this is like a real like gamble duel because like if Venture just drills you close
Yeah.
instead of drilling out into the open, like there's like a favorable matchup for
I
Venture,
just
not for
lose.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
something
because
where
you
like
can one-shot me. Yeah.
you have the side angle already, you know? Like your whole goal on Tracer is to be like, you know, 90 degrees or deeper around the enemy team, like constantly. So here it's like you have the side angle, you can like mark their push a little bit. This side's probably better for you than the other, just because from this right side, you can come up top, you can get all these same flanks around the back, but you have like a more accessible mini for you, like it's on your side of the map rather than
Yeah.
on theirs. And you know, when you go inside to fight the Venture, you're like fighting in unfavorable space, I'd say.
I
And then here,
I mean, honestly, usually, when I play this map, I start off like right in their spawn. You know, there's the little bush around the corner.
yeah. Well, I think again,
Yeah,
like if you fight like really deep on their side, you just have like a very high chance of getting forced out. You know, there's like always you need to be beside them or behind them, but in a way where you can always like sustain yourself and not be chased out. Or like if they're chasing you 1v1 and you have some packs to fall back onto. Like this side of the map is really like treacherous early on just because like nobody can follow up. So now here, like when you go to like chase the soldier or whatever, because you always want to like just reduce the amount of time that he can spend like shooting at you. You know, it's like your main, his main. Like you're gonna like show up in his crosshair. Like if you look at this from his perspective, like when you're peeking him and fighting
yeah.
him, like you're face to face with him right away. Like if you know the soldier's there, you want to be like blinking from one piece of cover to the next permanently. Like you're coming out here, you want to be blinking over to this side. You can side angle him and strafe aim him. Just like you don't even have to aim. You can just walk in the same direction as him and shoot him in the side of the head. But the most important thing is that you're never like strafing in front of people's face like this when you want to try and push them. Because it's just going to be way too easy for like any hit scan to bop you. Like if they're playing a fucking Cass or an Ash or anything really, you'll just get tapped way too quickly here. Like the fundamental beside that, you know, like when you're going towards the mini, you keep yourself alive, you get your recall going, like all of that's well and good really. But you know, you just want to try and like always reinforce like the good habits of not being in their line of sight as much as you possibly can. Now here, you come back in towards the side, break the lamp, keep fighting people. That's all good. Here, I think like this, you probably like can't do this again because like if Venture has skills, like if they have any skills, then you like box yourself into a room with them and you're not really like respecting how the 1v1 goes. Like it'd be a bit different if you had recall. Like you could blink over to the pack, do some damage, they draw you, you
I mean,
recall away.
I do have recall. Oh no, I don't.
You're
I
3 seconds on
lied.
recall when you did
Yeah,
this.
my fault.
Yeah, so I think, for stuff like this, you win the duel, but it's really like gambly. And you never want to take like the gamble duels when you have like, the opportunity to just make it something that's stacked in your favor. You have like lots of choices around here. Like even when you're inside here, you see a Venture behind. Venture's not going to do anything back here. You see a bunch of people up in main. There's a Ryan, there's a Bap that's alone here. You just don't want to put yourself in a low probability situation. You don't want to put yourself somewhere where you need to be burning your skills just, to gamble for a kill when you can just assuredly keep yourself alive. That being said, you haven't died on this one. You've gotten your kills. You get your 2 and you get back into it either way. But I think, the important thing that you need to engage with is, like you can just stay in the fight longer and longer and longer if you're not like burning stuff early. Like when you had to recall versus the soldier, the only reason you had to recall is because you walk in front of his face. Like you straight line in front of his face when you can be blinking cover to cover. And now here again, you're up top. You want to stage and get ready to go on the soldier. Again, like as you're engaging on him, like you come from the top. What you want to do is you always want to like get beside them. So then they have to be in an awkward position in order to start shooting you. So like instead of like dropping through main and just doing like a death from above, like in main, you're just like moving in a straight line towards their face. And he's going to be looking out of this choke, right? Like you want to be, initial engagement, you're coming in from one of these two sides, like hard left or hard right. So then you can blink in beside him and you can start doing something not exactly where he's aiming at best if you want to duel this soldier early. But if you just come like right from the straight side, right from the main, then you're gonna get forced out really easily. And here, I mean, sure, you die with recall, but like again, like this is just a product of you taking like heaps of unnecessary damage from the onset because you're not really like side angling when you take the fight. Like your base position on first point, you had like a lot of the side angles, but you keep pushing into like small rooms, and then here, like outrageous levels of like I suppose. You have a huge appetite
Like
for
just
risk here.
dis
It's like
disregarding the whole enemy team. Yeah, no.
well, it's just like you have one blink right now. Like you just came back from spawn. You have one blink. Like you want to be ready to actually fight properly. Like by the time you're like getting in line of sight at the enemy team, you want to actually have like more than just one blink available, right? Like you don't want to be coming up here one blink, peeking out, and getting ready to fight. You want to at least have to get ready to put yourself into a decent position. Like coming down here, like trying to chase these people inside, like you're just putting your back to the hit scan that you've just seen, Like if you know that the hit scan is here, then you should be thinking like, how can I put myself in a position where the soldier can't see me anymore? How can I avoid what the hit scan can see? So that means you want to be coming over here or up here or over here, but definitely not just like in line of sight, because these are like the most dangerous moves for you. So now, you've got a pack, you get yourself a serendipitous pulse, but again, this works because, they don't turn around and they don't shoot you, and because, when you're on 30 HP for like 2 seconds in the open, you just didn't take any damage. And then here again, like where's your like slow down button, like you got one, maybe even 2 miracle kills. Like you killed the Rhine, you killed the Weaver, but like you have no recall, you're playing Tracer. If you have no recall and you're playing Tracer, you need to stop taking risk. Like already, like when you had recall, the risk was like crazy. Here, like now, you're 5v3. The only way you could possibly throw this fight in a 5v3 is if you kill yourself. So now you just need to be like respectful of like the numbers game, right? Like you've made a 5v3 situation. Just wait the requisite 6 seconds for you to be able to take risk again. Play mid range, play somewhere safe. Come up through here, poke from the side, come over. Just get some vision, get ready, but don't go in and fight hard because like you don't have the tools to get out anymore. You can't recall. You're still only on one blink, so you get poked a little and then you get poked a lot. Even if you're approaching from the side, like you just need to adjust your appetite for risk here. I think like now we're twice in where you've had no recall and you're just fucking going for it either way, and that's something that you like definitely need to change. Here, like you've seen the BAP, like he's windowed through here, so again, like you can treat BAP like a hit scan. Like BAP and a hit scan, they're the same thing essentially. So if you know that there's a hit scan here, you never want to be peeking through here unless like you never want to be getting in line of sight of the BAP basically. And I think a BAP standing here can 100% see where you're going. Maybe you're strafing back from it a little bit, so you're aware of what's going on. Maybe that's okay. But now, like, because you're trying to do a bit too much of everything, right? Like, you're trying to shoot the Rhine, get aggressive, take some risk here by peeking the BAP, and then blinking over here, and now you're just stuck in the middle of everything. Like, you don't need to rush into like immediately shooting the first thing that you see and exposing yourself to multiple angles all at once. What's important is that you're actually like cutting down on the enemy's angles so that at absolute worst, there's only ever like one person that can see you. At absolute worst. But here, you're just picking like the most open space where it's like, you know, here you have like the inside cover, you know? If you wanted to shoot the Rhine, you could do it from here. If you wanted to shoot the BAP, you could like slow approach through here, or you could find the Weaver beneath you. Ultimately, winding up here is okay, but you did it, you know, with like a blink and then another blink, and then you're over here, and now your recall's gone. So now maybe you're not dead yet, unless you go onto this soldier here, which would be very upsetting. But you know, like you're not dead at this point, but you've already burned your most valuable cooldown, right? Like recall is the most valuable thing that you can keep online for yourself. And here, yeah, you're just like committing really, really hard again. Like you're out into the open, you've got no recall. You just want to chill. Like now your recall's gone. You need to have like a 14-second timer in your head where you're like, I am not going to take risk. This time around, you are doing that. You know, you're waiting it out, you're taking it slow. And this is better. And I mean, we can see that you can aim, right? Because like when you're in the 1v1, when you're taking the duel properly, I mean, for sure you can aim. Like you win the duel quite easily, and you know the same could be said for when you were fighting the soldier before. So I think, you know, you said that like timing is a big thing for you. I mean, it's like timing, positioning, both. But for sure, like there's nothing mechanically wrong with any of your gameplay. I'd for sure say that the biggest problem is the way that you're approaching risk here. Like here. This entire scene, like from start to finish, like once you see all of them all around you, like again, I just need you to think about like what are you exposed to in a scene like this? It's not even necessarily just like getting out, but it's just understanding like there are places where Tracer wants to be, there are places where Tracer doesn't want to be. You always want to be limiting what the enemy can see. Literally, you always need to limit what they can see. And where you're choosing to like fight this Weaver, where you're trying to fight the Weaver up on the pedal, it's like, yeah, you're close to an enemy support, you can want to fight the enemy support. But there's more conditions that need to be met than just you being like spatially close to the enemy. Like you need to have some cover. You need to limit what the enemy can see. Like right now, there's 3 enemies alive and all 3 of them can see you, right? Like this soldier can see you, this Ryan can see you, he can fire strike at you, this Weaver can see you from the pedal. Like if you just step into like a little bit more cover, maybe that limits who you can shoot. But it limits who can shoot you too, you know? Like, there's no great targets here, but right now you have time. Like, you have so much time before the card is going to get capped out. Again, it's like, you know, it's, what, 3v3, optimistically, I suppose, but you have, like, a huge respawn advantage. The problem is that, like, you have blinks, you have recall, and you're just losing them all, chasing kills in positions that are no good for you. Like all of the space that you wind up in these mid fights, it's just begging for you to lose your recall for nothing. Like you're going to take lots of damage playing in these positions because if you don't like play a close corner, like now you're playing it safe, right? Like you have no recall, you're playing it safe. But if you just burn your recall, like, you know, having no positional, like, I suppose, discipline, then you're just going to have to do fuck all for the next 9, right? Like, you're not going to be able to do anything to carry the game anymore. So now you're fucked. Like, it's nice that you're not dead here, but you also can't touch the cart. You also can't kill these people that are forward. You can't do anything anymore. Like, if you had just drifted over to the cover here, like when you were trying to chase this Weaver, if you'd just been one blink away from this cover, start taking damage, blink back to the cover here, then everything would be fine. Because, like, then you'd have a double angle with the rest of your team. Like, you'd have some people on the left, you'd have an Ana back here, you'd have you on this side, you'd have a health pack that you can get in and out of the fight with, so you don't have to use your recall. Like, you wouldn't have to recall out in the open. You just give yourself way more options. But the general concept that you need to feel here is that you can't just neglect cover, you know? Like, you're allowed to leave cover on Tracer when you're finishing a kill, you know? Like, people will blink melee finish somebody. You're allowed to leave the cover when you're, like, engaging on someone 1v1 that isn't looking at you. But if they're looking at you, you have no excuse to, like, get in front of their face with cover, you know? Like, you need to use blinks to make sure that you're no longer in that crosshair. And right now, like, there's way too many times where you're just exposing yourself to their crosshairs again and again and again. So here, now, like, no touch. Like, reasonable that you don't go to touch because, you know, you don't have recall and you're already, like, out of it. You're already very far away. But at this point, you know, I don't want to say the game's gone, but it's not looking great. And you're going, like, you're going quite far back now. Like, you probably want to try and, like, hold aside. Like, just, you know, play off to like one of these two left or right sides, you know? Like your team's respawn is really close. People are still like, I think your Margo is still forward, something like that. Like you don't need to run all the way back to spawn. Like you just need to come over to here or over to here and just hold aside a little bit. Cause you know, if people want to chase you out here, you have like lots of space that you can run back to. You can come back and you can take the Mega and you can waste lots and lots of time. And then if they chase you, then your team shoots them in the back. If they chase you through here, same thing. You know, there's a pack, and your team will shoot them in the back. Your team will get the chase. Like Tracer can be very, very slippery if you're taking advantage of what your blinks can do. But now, like where you're winding up, this is like the worst case scenario for you. Like it's impossible for you to carry from this position because you're just at the back in main now. So, you know, maybe your team wins because, you know, Venture stands still and, you know, Nano Bastion kills everyone. But for you, like, when a Nano Bastion is coming out, your Bastion wants to be pushing from here. You want to be shooting the people that are running away from here. You know, like, you want to always have, like, a side angle on Tracer. You want to be behind them so that then they run away in a straight line from the big threat in main, and then you're the big threat behind. But right now, that's not really, like, coming to fruition. Now here... Oh, down they go. Wait for next. Here, I suppose, like, you know, you hear the Venture clopping. You've always got to be, like, really careful with how you approach every matchup. Like, when you're versus the hit scans, it's okay to get really, really close to them. But on every character, like literally every character, like, you never want to be melee range of them unless you're blink melee finishing them, just because, like, there's no favorable situation for you being in melee range outside of when you're finishing them off with a melee. So, like, with Venture in particular, you need to be, like, really well spaced. Like, you need to space further from Venture than most of the hero roster, because Venture loses so much effectiveness in this, like, you know, short to mid-range plus. Like, once Venture can no longer drill you, then suddenly you just do way, way more to Venture than the other way around. But it's an almost unwinnable 1v1 for you in the sense that, like, you will take away half of Venture's health pool. Venture will drill at you and probably hit you with it. And then they just dig and you've done fucking nothing anyway. So Venture is often best avoided, you know? Like, you hear the Venture clopping around, you crouch and don't engage, you know? Like, you don't unstealth and get ready to fight them, because the best you're going to get is the dig out. You sort of, like, let the Venture go by and then start clipping the Venture from the back or something. Like, don't actually get into a position where the Venture can duel you, because it's such an unfavorable duel. It's like dueling a Genji at, like, really close range. Like, it just rarely works for you. Because the Genji can just, like, hit one set of right clicks and kill you. I think there's nothing like too egregious happening in this fight, but, like, you know, the problem is that you've, like, lost recall early because you're, like, trying to set up, you're not hiding, you know the Venture's coming. And then again, like, I think the way that you're taking the duel, where it's like you're down on your recall already, you're blinking towards the Venture, towards the enemy team side of the map, like, you got to be thinking, like, shit, I'm already without recall. I need to be blinking back to my team. I need to be blinking towards safety because I don't have the ability to keep myself alive anymore. I've already taken the pack. I've already used the recall. Like, the only way that you live this duel is with a little bit of help or with a bit of a misplay from the Venture. So here, like, you commit quite hard. Doesn't actually cost you here. You get some back shots in anyway, but now you have to use all your blinks to get out. Here you still have recall, but, like, in an awkward position. So, like, it can happen, but I think, again, like, same general principle where it's like, when you're fighting and you have recall, you need to be very, you know, willing to lean back towards your team. But then when you're fighting and you do have recall, like, that's where you need to change as well, because you need adjustment in both directions. When you don't have recall, you need to find ways to stop either, like, fully you need to meet in the middle is probably the best way I could put it, because it feels like when you have recall, you play with, like, insane reckless abandon. Like, when you have recall, you're out in the open, you're not using cover, you know you have recall, so you're intending to press it, but you need to find excuses to not press it by actually using cover. You need to avoid taking the damage when you have the recall. But then when you don't have it, it feels like either you're completely hiding out of the fight and you're doing nothing, or you're just committing like you're fighting normally, like you still have the recall. What you need to think is, like, solving one problem will solve the other for you. If you get more used to, like, playing it safe within cover, regardless of whether you do or don't have the recall, this will fix the habit in both directions, because you'll find that you can actually maintain your uptime from that safe position because you're just naturally going to take less damage. But for sure, you have a big problem in terms of, I have recall available to me right now, I'm going to neglect cover and lose my recall very, very fast. Here, the way your pathing is good, you need to be very careful at the Venture, but yeah, pathing into the side is really good. This will just get you a side angle to the fight. But then once you've got that first kill, again, you're a little bit, you're kind of just ignoring the fact that, like, there's two supports to your right. Like, you keep trying to fight the Venture, you keep trying to shoot these people in the back, like, they're juicy targets for you, but you know, like, there's a BAP here, there's a Weaver here. Like, you need to stay out of line of sight of these people to keep shooting everyone else. Like, if you want to shoot Venture here, don't start walking out on this catwalk to do it, because you might get closer, you might do a little more damage, but you're also going to get shot in the head by the BAP, by the Weaver. Like, you're putting yourself in line of sight of everybody. You're removing all cover from yourself. Whereas here, you have, like, insane cover. And then you can blink around and adjust your position as needed, you know, as the fight continues to break down. But don't put yourself out in the open like this, because this is how you put yourself in just like super danger zone. Then now, you know, maybe this isn't going to cost you anything, but again, like, you know, you double blinked on all Orion, you used a recall for that. It looks like it's not going to cost you. And then again, like now, like you just double blinked, you have no recall, you're like face to face with the Orion. Maybe it's not going to matter here, but stuff like this is just one Rhine swing, one bullet from Weaver or BAP, you're dead, you know? Like, it's just senseless risk. And you don't need to take that sort of risk when you're already, like, you know, you already just have, like, you already have the kills. All you do there is, like, create an opportunity for them to trade you. Oh my god, 2.5. You're playing on the side. This is good timing. This is really good timing. You come in on the side. Yeah. This is probably like the best fight from you so far, to be honest. Like, just from the way that you've staged the fight. Like, find an opening. Like, you get the opening. It works out for you. Clip the supports. But I think what you don't realize is that, like, what you just did here to this support line, you could have done, like, 3 times over on second point and once on the first point through here. And it's all just about the fact that, like, early on in the fight, you're playing up, you're revealing yourself really early. You're getting caught by the Venture on the flanks. You're shooting really early on the side, and then they all know where you are, so then you can't do this. The way that this one worked is because you were, like, completely undetected, and you had, like, a nice little wraparound timing. Like, as they're walking, you're walking. And then you barely even have to aim, you know? Like, if all you have to do is strafe aim, you're going to hit the shot, right? Like, if they are straight lining from spawn, if they are straight lining to try and get back into the fight, like, you will hit the shots. You will find the kill. So I think it's hard to say, like, oh, you know, just have better timing with it. But, you know, the reason that your timing is poor is because, you know, you set up, like, too far forward, too early, and then when you're trying to go, the fight hasn't even happened yet. When you're revealing yourself, nobody else on your team is, like, doing meaningful damage. Like here, this is a perfect example of that, right? The reason that your flank worked here is because as you're shooting this support, the enemy team is fighting right here. Like, there is a clash happening right here. The same can't be said for this fight, right? Like, if you're trying to spawn kill a support here, like, look at the enemy team's formation. Like, the Sigma is behind these two players. Like, the person that you're trying to kill is one of the furthest forward members of their team. You need to wait for the fight to break down a little bit. You need to wait for the natural formation of the fight to actually start taking place, for the tank to get in the front, for the hit scan to start going wide so that the hit scan isn't going to get the pocket because they want it, you know, to take a bit more risk, for the supports to start having to tunnel on healing and dealing and all that sort of stuff. If you go early like this, like, what do you accomplish?
No, I wanted to stick the Weaver to try and prevent the fight, honestly.
I think it
But
just...
it's,
I mean, if you stick the Weaver here, you've taken 10 seconds off the clock. You know, the Weaver respawned, you've taken 10 seconds off the clock. If you stick the Weaver here, you've taken 30 seconds off the clock. Because he's had to walk over the bridge and start taking the fight. Like, it's... a longer fight is better. I'm not saying that you should hold your pulse forever in the theory of making things go longer, but killing someone 5 centimeters away from spawn, I mean, they're going to be back really fast, you know? The longer they have to walk
that's
before you
actually a
kill them.
very fair point.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and then here again, like, now no recall. Now you're going to have to run away. You're going to run away. Maybe they can chase you. Even if they can't chase you, like, you know, there's a reasonable chance here that it can go poorly for you. Because now, if this Weaver wasn't dead, if this Weaver hadn't gotten sniped across the map by Bastion bombs, now the fight would really be taking place. Like, right this second, you know, Venture's here, Sigma's here, Sojourn's here, everyone is here, and you're still like 5 seconds off recall. So you can't, like, take a turn in their spawn, burn your recall, and then still expect the fight to go your way. Because recall is a long cooldown. The enemy team, if they force your recall early, at worst, they chase you and kill you. At best, they take the fight, and you still don't have recall to do something at the start. Here, the team's holding on because Bastion sniped their Weaver across the map, and, you know, that's enough. But again, here, like, same timing problem, where it's like, enemy team has not pushed through the choke. Your team might be pushing through the choke a little bit because you've gone and now there's a nano going on your Bastion. But again, like, these people are not through the choke at all. The BAP that you're trying to fight, he's looking at you as you're blinking out onto him. You need to wait until the BAP has to come forward. You need to wait until the BAP is not watching the choke. Like, look at what he sees when you go. Where is this motherfucker? Like, he sees you right there, like, in his face, you know? Like, he's essentially looking at you before it even begins, you know? You want to be coming out here when he's already here. when you can clip them in the side of the head when they can't see you, when they're looking forward. But if you go really early every time, if you just rush out to try and take the fight again and again and again, wanting to fight in their spawn, wanting to fight the first person you see the second you see them, then you won't get that, Tracer style timing where you're just catching people unawares. The biggest boon that you can have on Tracer is shooting people that don't know where you are, that are not looking at you. But you have not much subtlety when it comes to your engagements. So this guy, first thing he does is just backstep away. And, maybe the Sig dies, maybe everyone dies, but like, is this because you did like a god tier thing with your peel? Or is it just because, it's a Nano Bastion and the enemy team didn't ult? Now here, set up above, looking for a bit of something. You see, this is better, right? Because the reason this works compared to over here, you're hiding. And then Bap jumps up to you. You're being subtle, Like, he is forcing a 1v1 with you. Nobody on his team can help him up here. On the high ground, it's a pure 1v1. So here you did the right thing. You set up behind, you hid, like you didn't drop down into them and start fighting them really early. You hid, he came to you, and then once he's come to you, it's just done. Then you absolutely fuck him. You clip him with easy movement, and it's just done. So now here, all you need to do is just preserve your skills a little longer. Is that a Junkrat fucking shooting you from behind? Where'd that guy even come from? Didn't even notice a swap, but yeah. And here again, played well. Like, maybe you could have like snuck off with a pack, but again, like you just play to the side, you hide, you pull them into a little bit of a double angle, and then they come to push you, and you just get to clean up the kill easily. So like this is much nicer now. Same situation. Again, you're up on the high ground. Here, your recall, this is a war crime. You're never allowed to be within one blink range of a health pack and use your recall for style points. Here, like you just full clip this guy. You're like one blink away from a pack. Recalling like this, like you're just gonna lose your turn. You're just gonna lose way too much. So that's a war crime. Yeah. That's illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
Okay, yeah.
We'll put you in the Hague for that shit. Don't do that again. All right.
30 seconds remaining.
No comment. Keep moving forward. And then here, yeah, I mean, you got a hard on for this BAP, clearly. Like, you're not a fan of this BAP. But again, like, I know that it's, like, a bit light on time. But again, you always, like, want to make sure that you have enough blinks to actually get where you want to go. Even if you just think about this, like, the way you're engaging here, you are doing one blink into his face here. The same way that you're doing this, one blink from here to here into his face, you can go 1, 2, and be behind him, be beside him. Like, just the advantage of having an extra, like, 1 second of waiting, keeping that blink in reserve will give you such a better engagement. Right now, you literally have the 2 blinks required to do it. But, like, you just can't be getting in front of people's faces. You can't be standing in front of where all of these players are actually looking. You need to come at them from the side, from behind, because otherwise, you're just going to get chunked. Like, how much damage do you take in front of this window? You took 100 damage instantly. Just, like, even though you double blinked, even though you went fast, like, that must be avoided. And it's easily avoided. You just need to change your pathing so that you're always coming at people from the side. You're never engaging when they're looking in your face. So if you want to go on that BAP nice and early, it's still 1, 2. I'm beside you. I'm behind you. You have to turn your head instead of in the face. Because, yeah, now you just get bobbed. And maybe you're going to win this anyway. Surely you're going to win this. Yeah.
Initiating.
That's a quick one. Jesus. Okay.
Ready for battle. Ready.
Wait, this game get cancelled or did you fucking push them in 2 minutes?
Yeah, I think they all left. I think they gave up.
Oh, they're down a man. Okay. Do you want to watch some other hit scan stuff, or do you want to watch the attack 4v5? Yeah, we can change code.
Yeah, no,
did it just become a 4v5? Like, yeah, it can. Just making sure I'm not sketchy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at this one.
What do you mean? Roll keys 4v4, dude.
Wake up. It's 3v3. They're making Overwatch 4 next week, mate. Like, just you wait. It's classic. You're a Kovacs player, of course you play Soldier. Of course. What's your favorite hit scan? Is it Soldier?
5, 4,
Sorry, Widowmaker.
1.
Okay, of course.
Tracer Widowmaker.
Former Widow. OTP. Hang on, let me get some water. 1 second.
Yeah, no stress.
Okay. There we are. This is all well and good so far, so you know, you have to forgive me for the lack of commentary up until this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you're up a few, it's still not worth dropping, really. Something's flanking you. Maybe? Yeah, there it is.
That was really risky.
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful of these like unfavorable duels. You just got like no respect for Venture. Like you're just not fucking with Venture at all. Apparently, it's just like if you have an opportunity to put yourself face to face with Venture and get drilled into a wall, you're just like all about that. You're really for that. You got to really avoid that shit. Like if you see a Venture here on the left, your immediate response should be like, I'm gonna go stand here instead. You know, like I'm just gonna go stand somewhere where you can't draw me off the high ground anymore. Because like if you want to push out the Venture, you can go do it like 3v1, right? Like if you, I don't know if you want to like comment a game, but like you just want to make sure that like if you can take like a 2v1, then if you can come with a Kiri that can Suzu you or something, you can do this shit, right? But doing it 1v1 is just a recipe for the one bot, and nobody wants to get one tapped by Venture, except for you apparently. And here you just got a couple of people flanking behind, but you know you can just walk up, just like keep beaming. Like as soon as you see these people just on the ground come up, and just non-stop. You're just rocking a hard place, but yeah. Really, thus far, all this fine. Like you haven't like missed any important timings or anything. You're just sitting up top. You're just like endlessly rotating now between like left top and like the back high ground that you were just on, but you know, it seems all good so far. Cart's gotten stolen a little bit further than one might have liked, but you can still just keep beaming from up here. I think this is probably like the worst thing you could have done in the universe.
So here I got called by the Echo that Lifeweaver was one and alone, so I dropped to go kill him.
Don't believe her lies. Don't believe her lies. I think even if the Weaver's won, it's just like one of those things where like if you drop, repositioning up top for you is like a massive pain in the ass, you know? Like it's a huge risk. I don't know if you can like fucking Helix jump up here, but like you're already advantaged and like you lose your advantage by like dropping down onto the low ground. Like when you dropped into the Rhine, it felt like a pretty reasonable thing to do, you know? It was like a 1v4 at the time, like all of them are in spawn. But here, like there's still a real fight taking place. Same as like the Tracer theory where it's like, you just don't want to put yourself in the middle of things. You don't want to get stuck in the mix. Because if you're right in the middle of everything, you're going to take damage from everything too. So you get up here, and like you're in like the ultimate power position. Like you can just keep farming. Like I get that you want to like trust the call, but like here, even if you do kill this Weaver, right? Like even if you do hit the one shot, like what comes for you afterwards, right? Like you're just putting yourself like on low ground, like really close to the Rhine that you just started shooting at. You know, there's a chance that the Rhine pins at you and pins you into the wall, trades you, pins at you and swings you to death, whatever it may be. Like you never want to be thinking like in your mind that you're okay with trading 1-for-1. Like your mindset in the game always has to be that you can't die. Like you are not allowed to die. Because if you die, then you can't carry the game anymore. Some like Miracle of Christ, you got like God tier pocket from everyone. Like, you know, you get like the Guardian wave perfectly to save you and shit. But it's just like insane risk. But again, like from this high ground, you can do so much. Like even here, like you haven't finished the kill on Weaver, right? But who cares about finishing the kill? A Life Weaver is not going to carry the game sitting underneath here, right? Like you can just stay top, keep rotating, keep beaming all of these people that are still in your LOS permanently. You get low at any point, you just keep ducking around. Come here, start shooting people in the back. Like you have way too much choice here. Like this first point is just OP as fuck for you. Here you drop around, you go for like, I don't know, maybe I'd say this is, I think the way you did this is just like really unnecessary, to be honest. Like you're up here, you see the Venture and whatnot, you can just wrap right through here, you know, like you can just wrap right around. And then when you come up here and you just go for like the blind visor, like no need, you know, like you don't need to do like an aura check visor where you're hoping that something will be on the other side. Like visor with vision, visor to reload, you know, like come out, dump some shots, and then use your visor for like a really quick reload where, you know, you can actually like finish these kills or whatever. If you come through here, like look how much of your visor has been used right now, you know, like you're winning the fight because like other stuff's going on, but you know, there's like no need for you to drop from this high ground like unnecessarily when you still have the power to just sprint side to side, side to side. Now there's a bunch of people underneath. Now you're in like the 5v2. Now is when you can be like dropping and pushing it and killing people. You know, if you want to go for like a drop and a clean, like finish some cleanup kills, like now would be the time to do it, right? But yeah, this time around, Now here, like this high ground, again, this high ground where you're at right now, this is good for shooting them when they come down here. this is good for shooting them like when they're coming out of spawn and when they need to make that first rotation. And because you're soldier, you can wrap so fast. So you can start here, shoot, rotate, and as they start to come underneath towards the cart, then you can wrap around and you can start shooting them here and shooting them here. So yeah, get moving, get on the left.
That was an accident.
It can happen. Wait. So far on the soldier though, I mean, there hasn't been a lot to talk about really. I mean, you've had a really strong position and they haven't really like challenged you up here at all. Like the only time anyone got to high ground to like make you do anything was just when the venture was up, and maybe there you kind of took the piss. Here you try to like mark out the tracer a little, I suppose, like Helix are there. But you know what you're doing there with the tracer, it's like you can keep this position and this position all the way until the cart is underneath. Once the cart gets underneath, then you need to start doing what you were doing now. But the cart rolled back so much that it no longer matters, right? Because Tracer, if she comes behind, you can helix her from here, right? For sure. But if you need to like snipe her from underneath here, maybe you're just trying to catch her going behind. So maybe that's the point. But you can block cart while the cart is here. And it's really important that you keep shooting what's in main while the cart is out here. Because the cart cannot get underneath if you keep pressuring top. If you just keep stopping them from pushing underneath. If you go back and you start, trying to like camp out someone that's coming behind by doing this, then maybe they can come out to the cart. Maybe they can actually start pushing it. Once the cart gets to here, things get a lot more awkward for you because then they can actually like flip around you. Like say the cart gets to here and you're up here, and then they all flip through this side. You can't see anyone anymore, right? So this is like the most valuable space for you. As long as the cart is held outside, it's the most valuable for you. So you always want to make sure that it maintains your angle. And then when you push around with the tracer here, quite reasonable, but you really don't want to do it by like giving up the position, right? Like this tracer maybe doesn't have recall, maybe is, just like miraculously alive. But, like from your POV, it's like you have power position, you have lots of control of the map right now. You have control of the cart, you have control of the map, you see the recall. Maybe it's actually reasonable for you to drop and try to kill here, in a way. Like, I can see how, the vision is, I just witnessed a tracer recall in my face. I'm gonna, like, drop and try and finish the kill. But in terms of, like, greed, risk, reward, or whatever, you're in, like, a 5v4. You just witnessed this tracer use all of her skills and stuff. Tracer's a hero that gets away from shit, Like, you see her recall, she might still have blinks, she probably still has blinks. If you give up your god spot, suddenly you're in a position where they can kill you. Here, this is, like, on the most upper end of unlucky, where, like, not only is the tracer escaped, like, we're like one shot short of killing the tracer, but also like Adventure just hits the fucking proper clutch, like, insane, like killing everyone with tectonic shock on the ground. But really, like, all of this would be avoided if you just kept strong position. Because from this position, you can literally do everything. Like, you are completely uncontested on the high ground. Like, Venture can't kill you, Tracer can't kill you. None of these players can kill you. Literally, 0 for 5 can kill you. You can see the objective. You can see where they have to go. They have to touch card. They have to push the card underneath. So from the god spot, you can do everything. So I think, overall, just, like, having the right level of like understanding and value for like when a position is like just that good that you really don't want to give it up unless you're forced out, unless you're forced to because you can't see anything. The reason that you give up a strong position is because you can't do something from that position, If all of the enemy is out of your line of sight. And on the high ground there, like that wasn't the case. You just don't want to get fought by the Tracer. But like a Tracer can barely even 1v1 a soldier nowadays. Like a soldier plus a support and you have heal pad, like the Tracer can't even kill you anymore. Here's fine. We're back in. We're going to kill them all. The game's going to be over, isn't it? It's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot going on there. Let's see the attack, because like at least the attack there'll be something to talk about. It'll be a little different. You can play Cass. Well, you're not going to get held. Yeah, you can play Cass too. Okay, you take top at the start. I don't really care about doing like aggressive stuff right at the start of the game, just because you have like unlimited time. Coming up here and like going for something cheeky on the venture, like, it's not. I'm not fussed, Like if you get something, you do. I think Cass on this first point. Okay, back to soldier. So no commentary on Cass then. I was gonna say Cass can be a little bit awkward just because the angles are like. Everyone can play a little bit far away from you. Like for you to get a good angle to shoot people out up top can be hard. It's good versus the venture if you can get close, but yeah. I think soldier really suffers on this low ground as well because you can't take high ground. Like the difference between like, do you play Sojourn?
I do not play Sojourn. I've been trying recently, but yeah, I got asked to play it once in a scrim, and it did not go well, bro.
Yeah, I think the
Not
the
go
main
well.
thing about Soldier is just that like you're kind of locked on the ground. Obviously, you can like helix jump and take high grounds and shit like that, but Sojin can just slide from the cart to up here. You know, like Sojin can just take top. Freya, actually, I think Freya's in the bin now. I think they know Freya to Oblivion. But like lots of the new generation hit scans, like even Ash, like Ash ain't all that, but like even Ash, like just having the ability to like take top to like get up here and start contesting is like so incredibly valuable and so incredibly important. Hit scan on first point, Widow at least can take these like really long angles and carry, right? Like if you want to attack on Widow, you can like come around here, you can take this high ground, or you can peek from back here, and you can just clear the high grounds. But like Soldier, you're just like constantly playing in like awkward fall off range. You know, like everyone's just a little bit too far away. You're shooting from low ground constantly down here. You take this like wide angle and you're just too far away. Like this wide angle is really, really good if you can one shot someone. But if you're Soldier, this wide angle is fucking dog shit. So where you're at right now, like this is probably the best it's gonna get for your hero selection. But I do think like Soldier probably like one of the weakest hero selections for this part of the map. Like Cass even probably does better than Soldier just because Cass, at least you can like close range duel the people that come to touch the cart, you know? Like you can flash someone that comes down to the cart, you can duel a Venture in like the close rooms or duel a Tracer towards the cart, you can like catch people out, do a little short flank and flash someone down here. But Soldier, I think like Soldier relies on strong position and high output or the ability to flank a lot. And you can't do either of those things from like attacker's perspective on this first point. Like when you're on defense, obviously that's like the high ground strong position, you know, like you're Jake at the World Cup shooting from the high ground endlessly. But
Yeah.
like Soldier on like flashpoint and shit like that, there's like heaps of value if you just like legit sprint around, take the side, helix someone, take a 1v1, sprint around, keep doing that. But here like you just can't do that at all. Like you're too locked to the ground. So like you might have just gotten a kill there on the Surgeon, but in terms of like the fundamental principles, like I mean this game's fucked, right? You just full health them. Like you're winning this game no matter what. And the way you're playing it right now is like really quite fine. Like you're just, you know, you're low ground, you're just like playing for output, like you're killing what touches the cart. Here again, like these are their strong positions, right? They have this high ground, they have
Just
this
too
high
far
ground.
forward. Yeah.
It's not so much like too far forward, but it's like no cover again. You know, like
Yeah.
what's your goal down here? You know, you see nothing. Like you have an angle of nothing. You're looking up at this is like the shittiest angle ever if you want to shoot as a hit scan. Like if you want to get active, if you want to get involved, like start sprinting. You know, like sprint onto here and wrap
Yeah.
around, and then like your hazard comes from the front and you pick from behind at the same time. You know, like you have to get creative to win on Soldier in a position like this because you can't take the strongest hit scan angles. Like if you take up here, I mean, you're fucking Harry Houdini, you know? Like, I don't know how you did that as Soldier. Maybe you rocket jumped off here in front of their faces. Like, maybe that's what you did. But you have to get creative to win on a point like this, you know? You get a big advantage. You don't stand on the cart and wait for them to come to you. You sprint around and you make the next opportunity, you know? Wrap through here, flank around, hit them from the back. Wrap through here, flank around, hit them from the back. But just standing up in main, at that point you might as well just stand back and main and beam. But that's not a good way to play either. It's, you know, more risk averse, but it's not a good way to play for sure. And maybe we're just gonna win anyway. So they win this scrap, they're all dead. And yeah, there's nothing to see here. Alright. Fucking hell, you're the first person I've ever gotten through 3 codes with.
No, do you mind if I go to the toilet 2
Oh,
seconds?
go for it, mate, no worries.
Cheers.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair warning as well, you might have an actual stroke watching this gameplay from this game.
Oh heavens.
This one was really, really bad, dude.
I'll have to gauge the roughness of it here. That's here,
I
take the
think I went
side, hit the tracer.
17 and 16 or something like that.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we're off to a pretty good start. You blink to the side, you're taking a pact. It's still like 4v4, so just don't peek the Hanzo's face. Like as soon as you're up, like get away from his face. Going down here is okay, but you don't really need to go to the point before the unlock has actually happened. And this is mostly okay, but you've got to be petrified of this high ground angle. Like initially you were respecting it, but once the duel started, you were sort of just like endlessly peeking it. There's places you can go where the high ground still can't see you. Like if you want to duel and you want to get out, then you have to come in here. Like you have to just come further. But instead what you're doing, like to duel properly, like you know the angle exists up on high ground, but you know you just need to be more safe. Like you just need to come inside because you come out here to duel, you're gonna die. And now here, like no recall, few seconds, just get to the side. You know, like this is the side. Don't do it. You know, don't blink to the Doomfist side when you still don't have your recall, obviously. But like that's your next step. You're doing neither of the above right now. So I suppose no surprise that you died here. But yeah, like you had no recall. You're in like a really even fight. Like you got the cap. It's like 4v4. If it's 4v4 and you have the cap, there is no pressure on you to do anything immediately. You have no recall as well. So you should just be thinking, I'm going to chill. I'm going to get my recall back. Then I'm going to take my risk. Then, when it comes to actually taking the risk, it's not blinking on the Kiri face to face, it's blinking beside the Kiri. Because once you're beside the Kiri, suddenly, not only is she not looking at you, because she was over here at the time, not only is she not looking at you, but also all these people can't even shoot you, because you're through a wall. So, that's just like the biggest general takeaway from you. 100 million % that's your biggest general takeaway. Now here. Out we go. This angle to engage is good, but timing wise, it's all just a little too early, you know? Like this is, if you're catching somebody super isolated, like if they are away from their team, you can do this anytime you want, right? If you can make a 1v1 happen. The problem here, this is not a 1v1. This is a player that is just at the back of his team. He's not like, if he was over here and his team was in here, then you can do that, right? Because it's like a 1v1, there's no help coming. But here, help is on the way for this guy. Like immediately, Lucio's here, Kiri's here. Your recall's gone. His health got really low there, but he's just not isolated enough. If you waited the extra like 1 second for your queen to actually like get in there and start fighting, these supports would keep walking forward. This Hanzo would get left behind. You would find the kill. But these are the moments when you're like, get to the freeze frame. When you're like here, you need to turn your head to the left and be like, is my team fighting yet? Right now, this is your venture. If your venture is here, it's probably not time for you to be blinking on the furthest away target on the enemy team at the back of their team. You know what I mean? This is the timing issue where like all you need is just some patience and a little bit of an ability to look at the wireframes through the wall. Something which is remarkably difficult to do as a spectator now that they've bugged the game and I can't see half of the wireframes. But yeah, here, like the way you take the duel is okay, except for the fact that again, you have 2 blinks and you just recalled for fun. You're full health. So that's again, you know, Hague, unfortunately. It's rare that somebody gets 2 tickets to the Hague in one session, but yeah, now like for all that you've done, there, like when you recalled, it was for literally nothing, and then when you're trying to get out, you no longer have the resources to do so. You were blinks away from packs that you didn't even need when you used the recall, and afterwards it's just cooked. Doom's up top, find yourself a target, keep chasing behind. When there are tracers inside like 2 supports, it's gonna be really hard for you. When you drop in towards the point, you're committing really hard on this one. Like getting on the point on this particular point of flashpoint is very committal. Because if they're on high ground and you're on low ground, it's really hard as tracer to like get out of the pit, you know? Like it takes ages. So if you can just be shooting people from high ground from behind, if you're still within effective range, you should do that as much as you can. Because as soon as you start getting into the pit, well, you're not getting out of it anymore. You're stuck in there forever. Not saying that that's necessarily consequential right here. You just Ajax out this here too. Not saying that it's particularly consequential, but yeah, it's just a general thing where it's like if you have that high ground position, you can do the damage in mid range and you're still effective. Don't give it up, because once you drop, you have to commit, right? You have to recall to get back on a high ground, or you just have to keep fighting on low. You can never run away anymore. Good start. Find some players. You're like camping out here for this pack. Like you're fucking horny for this pack, dude. Like oh my god. Like I don't know why you're so like locked in on this particular pack. It's like you have recall right now. You're fighting the tracer. Maybe it's because you don't have blinks, but like now you recall out. Like you got to get out of there. You know you got to get back to your team. But for some reason you want to keep controlling this pack. You want to like catch a second cycle of it. Who cares about the pack? The pack is a million miles away. Like pack control is important in the duel. This isn't a duel. This is their whole team coming towards you. Like you can see their Doomfist charging up. Like you're just mega overcommitted here. Like don't show yourself really early on the flank unless you're blocking that flank. You can't block 1v2. You can't block a Doomfist. So I think here it was just very strange. Like the early commitment is fine, you know, like watching for the players pushing the side, but sticking on the pack afterwards is I can't understand that.
Yeah.
Again, like once your recall's gone, you need to be gone too. You need to be playing it safe. Standing like on their side of the map, shooting their tracer and their doom when you have no recall is psycho behavior. Now, this is really good. Like not the fact that you missed your pulse and they stood on it, but like this in terms of like flank position and timing is like way more reasonable. Like you flank around the back, you push in, your team starts ulting and pushing them in main, you're here in the back to kind of collect the kills. It's not going perfectly. Maybe you're going to lose this anyway. I feel like Juno's about to get a fucking fistful of concrete or something. But concept-wise, like this is a lot more reasonable. Like you've come in from the flank with good timing with an ult push from main. And you know, recall, so you know, it's time to try and play your life as best you can. Health pack perk is fucking phenomenal for keeping you alive through any and all problems. And the fight is still even. So you blinking on you here. Just a little bit of greed, you know? Like, you're playing on their spawn side, they are going to be respawning. Like, the person that killed you is the person you killed, right? Like, this was like 95% really good. It's just a little bit of greed in terms of understanding, like, what's going to happen in the long term of this fight. I'm on their side of the map. That means anyone that has died is going to come back to haunt me eventually. You keep fighting through here, you keep fighting through here. At no stage in the 4v4, in the 4v3, in the 3v3, do you wind up leaning back towards your team side of the map. Like, once you get these kills, when you recalled and you took this and you blinked all the way around, like that's probably where you fucked up more than anything else, really. Like post recall, you should have wanted to like come down to here and then come back towards your team, you know, come back towards your side of the map. The point, this is where your supports were, this is where your team was. If you keep going to their side of the map, if you can play your life, that's fine. But when you did it, like you blinked onto this pack in front of like 3 people, you had to run out here, rest, take a big reset. You're just putting yourself in a lot of danger constantly. Like you're not doing this like flow of like, oh, I'm gonna come back to my team a little, get healed up, fight from the side again. You just keep going to the center of the action. Right here. Over on the left, find a soldier, blink over to the pack side, this is good. You can get some heals here, in theory. Do you press X? Are you pressing X?
Yeah, I am pressing.
Okay, they just don't like you. Here, this is a little sloppy, I suppose, in terms of like, again, it's a timing thing. Like, you're over here on the left. Anyone playing over on this right side, they know you're there, right? Like, they shot you initially. So, like, you need to wait until you've seen someone on your team in main do something. You're here, look through the wall. Don't look at them. Don't walk out here looking at him. Look at that. Look at your team, right? Wait until you see my queen's walking, my Venture's doing something. Like Venture's amazing. Like Venture takes so much aggro because Venture will go in and then dig, and then 4 people will be looking at Venture. For you, like you need to wait until someone on your team has taken an action. Once someone on your team has taken an action, suddenly all of these people will be looking in main. They will be looking at your Venture, and this soldier, he's actually really isolated. He's an easy kill for you. He just needs to not be looking right at you when you engage. You're already dead. I was hoping to see him looking at you, and I hadn't rewound because I have worms in my brain. But yeah. Here, like if you're playing off your team's timing a little bit more, like you're waiting to see, you know, my team's walking, then you don't die like that. But this is, you know, El Clasico for you, where, you know, you're just sort of like in front of the hit scan, like the hit scan is looking right at you. Here, there's no like great opportunity for you to blink to the side, so you have to time your way to the side. You have to time it so that then they're looking elsewhere before you go. And you can do that easily by just looking at the wireframes. here when you're on the way up, you are approaching through the side, but you approach through the front before you approach through the side, so you lose a lot of health. Nah, all your friends are dead. There's nothing to see in this fight. This is just ult difference. We're getting now to the stage where it's like, it's actually quite important that you can touch the point. It's gonna be like last fight, so like make sure that you can set up for that. Don't go through main, don't get too aggressive chasing for kills. Just make sure that you have timing. Don't, like again, like, you know, you're here. You don't have to go one in front of their faces to go two. You can just go to the side, set up initially. Like, you just put yourself in front of their hit scan for no reason. Like this Sojourn had rail, like I know it feels good to pick up the pack and get that bonus blink, but like what did we accomplish by doing this, you know?
Yeah, actually nothing. Yeah.
Just doing it for the vibes. Now you're here on the side. Somebody's getting the touch, but you know you should always be like really cognizant of the fact that you want to be touching. And then here, like you're setting up at the back.
I lagged out here.
Is this your home connection? Is that why you started standing, you know, interestingly still? I do think what you should think about always is like uptime is really important. And when you're really far behind people, when you go on the hard flank, uptime becomes more difficult. Because when you're behind them, you can't get helped by anyone on your team anymore. So like, if you have options, if you come in from this side angle, you always just want to be like, I'm on the side, my supports can see me, but you can't, you know? Like that's how you want it to feel. Where it's like, they can't see you, but your supports can still see you. Because then if you take a little bit of damage, you can get healed through it. You can just keep fighting. But if you go all the way behind, your supports can no longer see you. Only the enemy can see you at that point. So you want to try as much as you can to be on these 90-degree angles. 180-degree angles, getting all the way behind them, that's for finishing a kill. That's for finding a really isolated target. But if you want to go and there's like 3 players, try to get to the side of them, because the side of them will probably result in, you know, not all of them being able to see you, but more importantly, like your supports being able to see you a bit too. So then you can actually stay in the fight longer. Here, obviously, you lag out, so it can happen, but I think it's definitely worth talking about, you know, this like hard flank versus getting on the side generally, because the side fight is really valuable. Fuck, do you get reverse swept on this map, or no? Maybe you can just lose the last one with ults. It's a sad one to lose there. Alright, here you are, you find the Tracer on the flank, poke her a little bit. Don't die to the Doom, all's good in the world. Hey, yo. Doing stuff like this is unreasonable. Like, you can't, if there is somebody on you on the left, you can't triple blink to the right, you know? Like, you need to, I don't know if this is you talking, like, this feels like someone on your team coming, you know? This feels like someone on your team, like, saying that this is happening. But it's like, you're face to face with this Tracer right now, you know? Like, if you do this to try and chase the soldier, this Tracer sees it, she just blinks behind you. With less blinks, she clips you in the back of the head, you know? Like, you just need to kill what's close enough for you to actually deal with. Because now, if you use 3 blinks to blink onto somebody, what happens is you take a little bit of damage, you must recall, because you cannot blink away any longer. So here you go, you commit. It works out okay, right? But still you must recall. Maybe you're recalling because you're pressing pulse and you want the style points, because you're addicted to style points. That may be a third Hague trip for you. But yeah, you need to kill those, you need to kill those habits, seriously. Like, they're really, really bad habits. And now, like, you're over here on the side, you are dead. Like, you're chasing this isolated guy. Is he falling off the fucking mount? No, he's not. But like, you are the dead man, because you are triple blinking over to the side. You had a Tracer just straight lining past your face. Like, you can just win the duel versus her. You can just get the advantage there. But instead, like, triple blinking for a kill, not gonna happen. Not gonna work. Just puts you in a position where your recall is going to be the cost of doing business, and we never want that. Now you're back, but it's already over. It's like 1v4, so there's nothing to talk about that. Cheeky little hiding on the side. Back in on the Kiri. Again, this timing's alright. Come into the raid, get yourself some bonus damage. Happy with that. Just get out of the line of sight of the soldier again. Just keep fighting what the soldier can't see. Don't die. Begging you. Alright, this is alright. I was gonna say, like, you know, if you see a soldier up on the high ground, you ain't really gotta, you haven't really gotta, like, peek him to kill him while he's visoring, because, like, everyone can probably just de-peek him. Maybe it clutched up for your team, maybe it, like, helped in some way. But yeah, like, at the end of all that exchange, like, you're the dead one, right? Like, I think once you've killed this soldier, you should not be blinking up into Akiri's face, you know? Like, if you blink up into Akiri's face, that's how you die, right? Like, Kiri is lethal. You need to be playing it safe once you have no recall again.
Yeah.
You know, this is your cover. Shoot what's on the point. Clear the point. Don't go face to face with something that you need recall to duel. Because now you get hit twice, you die. You get headshotted once, you die. You know, you just died at like anything. Here, you got body shotted once, you get punched, you're dead. Like, again, massively advantaged situation created. The recall wasn't unreasonable, but once you've used the recall, you need to not die. You need to just think, fuck, we're already 5v, we're already like 5v2. Like, let's not make a 4v2. Let's not make a 3v2. Here on the side, find the soldier, fight him a little bit. Once you get his pad out, just like DP him, you know? Like, you've done this. Like, you come here early. You're probably not killing him. He's inside his whole team, but you made him use pad. Just like preserve your own condition. Like make sure that you have some blinks and a recall for when the fight actually starts. Pray that this Kiri fucking, you know, acknowledges you as a human. Unfortunately, doesn't happen. And now here, like because of that early damage you took, miraculously you've lost your recall again. You know, like just because you like came here early and kept trying to fight. Obviously, it would be nice if you know when you pressed X, the fucking Kiri would look at you and heal you. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you were pressing X while you were standing still next to the Kiri for 5 seconds there. But yeah, like overall, like just committing early, like fighting a soldier when he's like really close to his whole team. Really, he's inside everybody. You're not finishing that kill. All you're doing by doing that, or all you're accomplishing by doing that, is losing your recall, losing your blinks, losing some health, and then losing your turn to really finish the fight. Now you're on the point, you see the tracer recall, you can chase that, you know? You're like 3 seconds on your own recall, you have 3 blinks, you can chase after something like that. This works too. I don't know, you got a bit of tunnel vision, you know? Like, you're calling, you're up in the fight. Why do anything but kill the Doomfist, you know? Why do anything but kill what is in front of you? You don't need to keep going to deeper and deeper targets. You don't always need to kill the backline. You can kill the enemy tank. Tracer is fantastic at doing damage to the tank. If you and Moira have like a little, you know, pinch where you can go behind the tank and the Moira can be in front of the tank and the Queen can be in front of the tank, just shoot the tank. Like, you will fucking destroy Doomfist doing stuff like that. But here, for some reason, like blinks, use all your blinks to be in front of a Kiri when you could just as easily, just stand behind the Doom, in cover from the Kiri, and shoot the Doom in the back and win that way. Again, like something that you really must try to avoid, getting in front of things that are lethal to you. Kiri is somehow even worse than being in front of a hit scan, because I swear the Kiri hits the shot easier somehow. Like Kiri is beyond deadly.
Projectile sized.
Yeah, and now because you've died, like that fight was unlosable, and now it is like, you know, potentially losable. Like your tank is dead, right? Like because you died, because you weren't there, now it's really losable. It's really on for the enemy team to come back. And all you needed to do, like in the 5v3, in the 5v2, was just not take the unnecessary risk. Not throw the game. Go on the side, got yourself a pack, find yourself a support. One of your supports is dead, so that's tough. Take it easy, see what your team is doing. Point touches on this point are like point touches on this point are like fucking literally impossible, right? Like they're up here that you can't touch shit. Here you're out, just barely. You're actually chased and dead, so this is tough. I don't know. There's a mini you could have taken here and probably just maintained on the side like indefinitely, but it is what it is. If you're like if you can get one of the supports to like come to a side with you in fights like this as well, it can be like really valuable, like really helpful. Like obviously you're having a bit of difficulty wrangling the supports in a game like this from the looks of it, given you haven't received heals from them once. But yeah, like you and Kiri like pushing this side together is incredibly valuable. Like Moira can like just bot heal main, like be really simple, and Kiri can come on the side with you and you can just frag out like really, really hard through this side. But when you approach through the side, big problems in the fact that like they're all up on the high ground. If you're trying to touch the point when they're on the high ground, you're a psychopath, you know? Like if they're on the high ground, you need to come around behind, you know? That's the only way. Or you need to wait until the fight starts happening in main, and then you need to push them when they drop, if they drop. Because if your team is fighting main and their team is fighting in here, then these people have to drop, but they're doing nothing. Alternatively, you just come in through here and you start like double angling with your main players, right? Like, you know, if there's somebody holding the choke here, maybe you're side angling them, shooting them in the side here a little bit. Maybe you're coming down here, shooting them in the side this way. Like you just need to break the hold that way. But coming around all the way through the back, it's a long rotation. It takes a lot of time off the clock. And you actually have pretty limited options on this point for how like you can do something with it. Because it's like, you get to here, you still don't want to come point. You have to keep wrapping. And then even then, Enemy hit scan is here. You're here. You're still in a fucking terrible position. Like, you still have no cover for this whole cross. And even when you get here, it's crap. So I think flanking through this like wide left side is really awkward without a little bit of pocket. Without like, if you have a Kiri coming through here, it's a different story. If they're holding close along here, it's a different story. But this wide flank, it's not great because yeah, high ground, hit scan, not a lot going on in this particular matchup to actually enable it. And now because you've died so late, it's probably not even going to get a touch. Oh, you are going to get a touch. Below it all is fucking going for the clutch. You need to touch. Nobody can touch. Yeah, that's tough. That wasn't going to happen. Go next. Oh, we're dead again. I guess we do have to get to 16 somehow. Don't do these. Like, just pulse people that have simple movement because they're not looking at you. Pulse people that are an actual easy target. Don't go for like the double blink, I'm pulsing you because it looks cool, because it's like a high risk thing. Like, you just want to pulse the easy target. You want to pulse the Doom that's standing there with his block up that's been blocking for a second and a half, you know? That can't block you anymore. You want to pulse the Ram whose like form is ending. You want to pulse the tank that you just watch their shift end. But you don't want to pulse like someone that you just had to double blink into their face to do. Like, they probably have Suzu right now as well. Like, Chill does not have Suzu, so 0 for 1 on that one from me. But yeah, like now again, like no recall, 14 seconds, no recall. Flashpoint unlocks in 0.6 seconds. Tracer's job is to touch the point when the point unlocks. On a point like this, you come underneath, you tap the point, you start carrying the game without even shooting your gun, right? Like, if you think about like how the enemy team has to respond, you come underneath, instead of double blinking top and, you know, pulsing a soldier, hit or miss, maybe they have a Suzu, maybe they don't, maybe you land the pulse, maybe you don't. If you come underneath, you start touching the point, they can't peek you, you know? They literally cannot see you. If you stand in the middle section, the people on high ground cannot see you. Or at least, you know, they have to like massively reposition in order to do so, and you can dance around and make it hard for them. So if you just start touching point, you get the cap for free if they push your team on top, and if they don't push your team on top and they drop down, you can just run away. And then they're on the low ground and you're on the high ground. Or your team is on the high ground. So like, huge opportunity to carry here being missed, and then no recall, and you're blinking in here, which is face to face with the soldier, in line of sight of a Kiri, in line of sight of a Juno. I don't know what their tank is. Their tank has gone and killed someone in the back line, but you're in line of sight of at least 3 players. One of those players has an aimbot. No way. Ain't no fucking way. So you live because you got a shout, and you've got God on your side, but you actually didn't live, so God's dead. Alright, now we're on Genji. Look at something new. Let's see how this plays.
I suck at Genji, actually.
Alright, it was a flash in the pan. Yeah, it's like here when you're on Genji, you see your ventures engaging on top, you get yourself a side angle, but, you know, at some point you have to, like, commit or, you know, be in cover, and you're just sort of, like, in the open forever, so you get shot a bunch. That'll happen. If you're, like, face-to-face with the soldier and you're, like, you know, a full 2 seconds of walking away from cover, you're probably completely fucked. So, now, next turn, you're up top. Keep on waiting. It's a very early engagement here. Like, again, like, 0 members of their team are out of the chokes. If you try and fight someone in the choke here, their whole team is behind them, you know? You need to bide your time. You need to wait until people have actually come out. You're up here, they start to come out, someone comes down towards the point, bit of this, bit of that. Suddenly it's just the soldier alone here. Then you can, you know, climb up the wall, drop on his head, right-click his face, dash his feet, right-click him again, dash out, because he's dead. But instead, like, you just go way too early. Like, the first thing you see, you try to kill, you give him a power punch out of respect. But yeah, because you keep trying to kill the first thing that you see, you lose any opportunity to do something with subtle timing. C9 on the point, that's probably not on you. Oh. Okay, we got that one. You do have that aim on you though. Like, every time you press left click, you hit it. And yeah, once he has the pack, you're just doomed anyway. Yeah, I mean, from this point onwards, it's like 95% on the cap. Someone's got to do that capping. This guy's really far away. You don't have the gap closed anymore, right? Like, now that you don't have deflect, if you dash on him, you're just like gambling with your life. So once you've done this, you want to like pull him in towards your team. So, you know, just stand here, stand out of his line of sight and pull him towards you. And then once he starts coming towards you, then you can actually get some help in the duel. But instead, you dash out here, you're isolating yourself, right? Like, you hit the shot, he dies. You miss the shot, you die. It's as simple as that. But if he has to come in towards you, then whether or not you hit the shot, he dies, you do not. Because, you know, you actually get to play with your team and he can't. Just sort of a general trend for you in terms of, I don't know if it's to say that you're generally overextended, but, you know, like, you're not very good at, like, pulling in the mid-fight, like, pulling the fight back to your team.
Yeah, I get the bloodlust.
You got so much lust within you. It's unbelievable.
Dude.
Alright. Now you're back on. You've got your perk going. Kill this motherfucker. Give him a punch out of respect, actually. Okay. You're still alive. No recall. You have a blade. I'm not sure if this is... This is pretty doable for you. Just pull them in a little. Wait until they have to touch. It's gonna be their overtime as well as yours. So just wait. You see a soldier split on the side. You don't dash on him, so you don't lose the fight. You see all this stuff happening in main. Fucking hell, you are thinking hard about this blade. Like, oh my god. Okay, like at some point, you probably could have ripped this blade 15 times over. Like, I'm not sure if you're waiting for the Lucio or what, but it's like you see like this Lucio right here, like their soldier's already out. Like you can just fucking dash on this guy's face, right click, and then pull the blade. You know, like you don't need to like wait for anything fancy.
Yeah.
Like once he's like in your face like this, just dash on him so you're close to him, right click him so he might die, and then press Q. You know, like you wait until he's far away from you to pull the blade. And then by the time you're blading, now he's so far away that like you can actually get your ankles snapped again, you know? Like you can actually fuck this up. Because if he boobs you or if you miss your first slash, he's actually far away from everyone. You might not get the reset. So yeah, like you just, you know, patience is a virtue and all. And 95% of the feedback is that you should be more patient. But this time around, unfortunately, there was no virtue in that. Okay, and we've reached the end point. So let's talk a little bit about what we were saying earlier in terms of like attitudes towards improvement and like how you might want to improve. So I mean, I think for you, like obviously you emphasize aiming, you know, like you like putting time into like aim trainers and you know like you value your aim and your mechanics more than anything else. But I'm a huge believer in Overwatch and the fact that like obviously this is a mechanical game, right? Like you can't win the game if you can't like win your mechanical duels. But like how many times have I seen you lose a mechanical duel? Like basically 0 times throughout the entire VOD have you actually like lost a mechanical duel. Because there's more than just mechanics in this game. There's so much more than just mechanics in this game. Like I don't want to tell you don't aim train because you know I'm sure that you enjoy aim training. I'm sure that you like it and it's like something that's actually valuable to you in terms of like how you enjoy playing the game. But in terms of like what you should value for improvement, like I don't want you to think about your aim and your mechanics because like the problem that you have it is not with your aim, it is with your brain, right? Like it's with how you use your cooldowns more than anything else. Like on Tracer, it was like intensely positional, intensely cooldown. Like that's what the hero is. It's management of blinks, it's management of recall, and it's how you position. It's how you stand in cover, or how, you know, for you, how you don't stand in cover. Like Tracer's value is not determined by whether or not you can hit the one clip. It helps for sure, but no matter how good your aim is on Tracer, like somebody that is aimbotting on Tracer, right? Like somebody that is an actual like hardcore cheater on Tracer will not be able to get into a good rank in top 500 fucking actually rage locking if their movement is dog shit and if their cooldown usage is dog shit. Because you just can't do it. Like you just can't do it. Like this game has a million get out of jail free buttons, right? Like everyone has a shift key, or almost everyone has a shift key that will just keep them alive. Especially like the new characters in Overwatch, like with all these like, you know, like a fade on a Moira and a dig on Venture and a Suzu on Kiri and a tank that has a block. Like Genji's deflect alone will, like an OG Genji's deflect will counter out somebody that can literally aim lock, right? And if all they're trying to do is hit the shot, like it's simply not going to happen for them because they're just going to get shot by people that have brains, you know? They're just going to, like someone with a brain is just going to press their shift key at the right time and then point their mouse in the general direction of the enemy, and that will be enough, right? If you have bad movement, if you don't use cover, you're never going to get past a certain point. Because anyone that has like a brain and a good understanding of where the fight is meant to be happening, where the enemies are going to be coming from, like they're just going to press the easy buttons, right? Like Venture doesn't have to be a mechanical god to drill in your general direction when she can hear you coming, right? And that the same can be said for like more than half of the entire hero cast in Overwatch. So I think for you, like really your focus should not be on, I want to improve my aim further than where it's already at, because your aim is beyond fine. Your aim is very, very good. The problem for you is 100%. Like positionally, like on Soldier, it was 90% good. You know, sometimes you had a couple of lapses, like you drop onto the ground or whatever because you're trying to chase kills. It can happen. But like Tracer is where you're going to see like bad positioning will be exposed. You know, you don't use cover, you lose your recall instantly. You get out into the open trying to chase a kill on someone that's full health, you lose recall instantly. You blink in someone's face instead of to the side of them, you blink into someone's crosshair, you will lose recall. And then once your recall is down, you just kept fucking using it. Like, I mean, you just kept fighting as if you had it. So it's like, if you don't have recall, you can't fight normally. You have to be really safe and really passive because there's nothing that can get you out of jail anymore. Like, you are just gonna die. So like, you need to be really conservative when you don't have recall. That doesn't mean don't play the game. It doesn't mean don't fight at all. But it means like you have to fight within cover. You have to be able to, you know, just chip away at people from the side. You have no recall right now. From this angle, you're chipping away at them from the side. They look at you, you're blinking back, you know? You're getting ready to run out and reset a little bit because you've already lost your most valuable cooldown. You need to feel like not a pang of regret when you use recall, because you shouldn't feel regret for using recall, obviously. You have to use recall. But if you have 3 blinks available and you use recall because you just threw a pulse bomb or because you just tried to one-clip someone and you want to reload, like, then you should feel a pang of regret, you know? Recall needs to come out with purpose. And you can't just get out into the open, take a bunch of damage, and then justify the recall that way. Because like really what's important is, you know, that you've actually made the enemy team work for it. So for you, like, your main goal should really be like, am I getting value out of my cooldowns right now? Because like that's what Overwatch actually is, right? Like Overwatch is actually just a game that is like really positionally intensive, really cooldown intensive. Like, it's management of these cooldowns, and the way that you manage a cooldown is by being in a good position. If you're standing in a good spot, then the enemy has to fight to make you use your button. And that's actually like how you will climb beyond the point that you're at. Because like from a mechanical standpoint, literally 0 issues, right? Like the aim is all there. When you're taking 1v1s with people, when they don't have some obscene cooldown advantage on you, you are winning the duel, right? But the problem is like you will see somebody that has an obscene cooldown advantage on you and you'll fight them anyway. Or you will see somebody that is looking you, you know, face to face on Tracer and you will fight them anyway. And that's not how these hero matchups work. There's like way more nuance than just my aim is better than yours in this game. There's way more nuance in terms of like how the heroes match up and whether you need to be close to them or far to them, or whether you need to avoid the duel with them or take it. It really just depends on a million different, you know, factors, which I'm sure you have some understanding of. You've been playing the game for a decade. But in terms of how can I improve, like, that's what you need to engage with. That's what you need to think. When you die, like, was this dumb? Like, should I have been taking this fight? Did I recall for nothing there? That's what I want you to engage with if you want to improve.